Okay, guys and girls, my name's Nick, as I'm sure you know, and this is a video. Sorry, we're being accompanied by a little pussy today, because he's craving attention. This is a video to a comment that I've received on my sending off my application to the JREF video. The comment says, "I understand exactly what's going on." Well, Mr. JQisAwesome, now you got to prove that you do, because otherwise it wouldn't be appropriate for you to say that particular statement, unless, of course, you were proposing to provide some kind of logical fallacy or justification, justification against me, purely through typing those words. The fact that you're using the words, "I understand exactly what's going on," is to suggest that you knew what was going on inside my mind, and you're talking against me, which is pretty peculiar because you're a skeptic and I'm someone who's working in the inverted commas psychic industries. So there's something funny about the fact you've used those words for a start off. The comment goes on. "You are claiming to have supernatural abilities, which is horseshit." No, I'm not claiming to have supernatural abilities. I am claiming that under some strange circumstances, certain strange things happen. And I essentially want more research to be done because there would be implications for, let's say, human health benefits if certain things could be demonstrated to have some form of validity and or reality. So that this is a means of trying to have a look at what is going on. That's what I want to do. And it's based upon past experiences that I've had under some circumstances, which I want to try and recreate. Alright? So, JQisAwesome, think about that. I'm actually approaching this in a relatively logical manner, which you don't seem to have taken into your mind. Alright? The comment goes on. "If you could win the $1 million prize, it would be chump change compared to the 8 Nobel Prizes and genius grants you would win for ushering in a new era of physics." Well, essentially, it would be lovely to usher in a new era of physics, but unfortunately, there is a bit of a prejudice within the scientific community, in case you hadn't realized, against phenomena which they regard to be a little kooky and a little weird. For instance, I tried to discuss the experimentation into certain forms of supernatural phenomena with a guy who was a member of a number of respected scientific bodies, and essentially he's turned me down because he's a member of certain respected scientific bodies. So he was not prepared to be open-minded and scientific and actually explore these phenomena of nature because he's in certain scientific bodies. So, would real scientists, as you would consider them, real scientists, natural scientists, want to actually investigate this too thoroughly at all? No. So essentially what has to happen is that the claims of the skeptics have to be debunked through a rational, objective, and scientific methodology, which is what I want to try and create. The comment goes on. "That's why the $1 million prize is basically a catch-all for crackpots." Now, the way that you've expressed that in that comment, which is very eloquent, I must say, suggests that this $1 million prize is some kind of like self-correcting system that's been put in place by nature or by society to filter out things which you think are somehow strange or wrong, okay? But I don't think that's the case. We've got a character called James Randi, or James Randolph, or whatever his name is, and he's got a career. And his career is to promote a certain model of the world. Just as a creationist such as Kent Hovind's career was to promote a certain model of the world. Just like Peter Popoff's career was to promote a certain model of the world. And to essentially get money, prestige, power, whatever, prostitution, drugs, whatever the fuck that they're on. I mean, James Randi's a bit old, so maybe it'll be like antidepressants he'll be on. I don't know. It's just a wild thing to say. But anyway, this $1 million prize is not a catch-all for crackpots. This $1 million prize is a part of a person's career as he's trying to promote a model of the world. And there are actually questionable ways in which this $1 million prize is actually being run, and the way in which it's being done. So we can't even say it's very good science. It isn't good science. Remember, James Randolph didn't even know what a dependent variable was when he was quizzed. Bear that in mind as well. The comment goes on, by a very act of sending the application, it ensures You have no clue about reality. No, it doesn't ensure that I have no clue about reality. I don't want to make sure that I have no clue about reality, so I'm then going to send off my application to the James Randi Educational Foundation. That's bad English. That's a bad explanation. You're using your language in a very bad quality way. I'm sorry, JQ is awesome. Your comment really does suck. What it demonstrates is I have curiosity on certain natural phenomena, which seem to be natural phenomena on the basis of repeated, observed experiences which I've had under some circumstances, and I want to recreate and to have investigated in a scientific manner. All right, using the proper statistical analysis of the social sciences with the right sample size and all the rest of that. That's what I want to try and create. So, you, JQisAwesome, with a capital J, capital Q, and a capital A for awesome, don't understand where I'm coming from or what I'm doing. You've demonstrated that. You have no idea as to where I'm coming from or the fact that I've actually thought things through. Now, maybe, JQisAwesome, the only supernaturalists you've come across are people who think that, they can make it rain every time they toss a coin, or people who think that, they're being communicated to by aliens telepathically, and they've got to wear their, tinfoil hat to stop the radiation from the Afintar spaceship from getting through to their cranial cavity. I don't know what it is. I have no idea the quality of supernaturalists you've come across. But I don't think that you've ever come across someone who is trying to think about what's happening. My catchphrase, so to speak, the thing that I, in inverted commas, believe in is the phrase, we don't know because we don't know. That's it. All we can do is observe the phenomenon. We can't turn around and say, this works. All right? I'll show you something that works. My GPS, this worked. It's got a switch. I flick the switch. The current goes from the battery round the circles every single time. But when we're dealing with the phenomenon of like the human mind, the human body, and other slightly more chaotic systems, we've got more factors involved. And we've got to try and work out what factors create these things and what factors don't create these things, and to take this mental disease of belief and throw that the fuck out the window. Completely, for all time. Why? Because it's not helping. It's making all supernaturalists look like losers. It's making all supernaturalists look like they've lost their minds. Because most supernaturalists are religious people, or people who've developed their own religion. They are not people who actually want a scientific investigation of the various phenomena that they have experienced or they wish to create. Now, get that into your thick head. Now. You, JQisAwesome, are just jumping to conclusions. Your first line, I understand exactly what's going on, is peculiar. If you were to understand exactly what was going on, you would have had to have a direct telepathic link to me. And you're the skeptic. There's something seriously wrong with you. And I'm sorry, but there's something seriously wrong with you. And your arguments are totally shit. I've got no respect for you at all. Bye.